thanks. I got the idea for this effect from this book. To sell this effect, I built up the character in different stages with the white smoke pieces covering the parts that were not put together yet, like the head and the torso. To create this fire effect, I used a little light which I placed under the semi-transparent pieces to make it look like the fire was producing light. You could use small flashlights, or you can use things like this from LEGO Technic sets. To make the rope look flexible, I used a lot of putty behind the folding pieces to hold it in place while I took a photo. Halfway through the scene, I had to reverse the way the rope was, so it could continue to move through the scene. This effect was taken from our second ever YouTube video. This one is quite straightforward. All we did was make the fragile teapot turn into smaller pieces when it got smashed. This is very similar for a glass window too. This laser effect didn't require any masking. As the red laser moved across the screen, we stuck it to the gun, Chewie, and then finally the wall. Then it exploded into a cotton ball. We redid something similar to this effect, so keep watching till the end. For this effect, I used an array of different leveled blocks to make a smooth transition between the paint and the grey wall. Between each frame, I would swap the grey bricks with the green bricks.
No! Oh, thanks.
By getting a small array of faces, you can make a transition between different emotions. Check out the video in the top right corner to see our detailed video on emotions. For this chopping effect, I simply move the bricks apart between each frame. This effect is different from the others because you need to make a set similar to this one. You also must make the farthest backdrop move the slowest and the closest backdrop move the fastest to make this realistic effect. This makes the car look like it's driving on a highway without it actually moving. For this effect, I moved the bricks forward and added more bricks to make the wave seem like it's growing.
For this effect, I replaced the stud under the minifigure's foot with a flat piece to look like the man had just flattened the snow. For this jump effect, I took a shot of the blank background and then one with the minifigure. Then I simply used green bricks to act as a green screen under the minifigure to make the appearance that he's floating. In iMovie, you can just cut out the bricks by selecting green/blue screen. All I did for this effect is use dark grey studs on the car's wheels and use sound to make it look like the car was skidding on the road. To make a minifigure eat, just get alike pieces that are smaller and lifts up the minifigure's head to look like it's swallowing food. For this effect, you can move the set or camera depending on which way is more convenient for you. This is quite an easy effect to create. To make this, I move the trees, leaves, and bushes in the set to make it look like the wind is moving it about. Also, as you may notice, this tree looks kind of bent in the direction of the wind. This is to indicate to the audience which way the wind is moving. Soon after that, a bush comes out of the ground and moves across the scene. Maybe to make this effect look better, I should have included more flowers or bushes moving around. Finally, to conclude the clip, the walking man is pushed by the wind and thrown right out of the scene.
To create this ice skating effect, a piece of paper was used under the Lego man's feet. There is a hole in the set so the paper can be seen under the set. Every time I moved the character, I made sure to draw some lines with a pencil to make it look like the man is leaving a trail behind him. Also, at the end, I drew some cracks to make it look like the ice was breaking. To stop the set from moving around with the paper, I first secured the paper to the table and then the set to the paper. As you can see, this makes sure that the ice does not look like it's moving as the set is bumped.
For this face expression effect, I used two eyepieces that were put on a 1x2 piece to make it look like the character's eyes are coming out of its head. Make sure to use colors that match the eyes or face. In this clip, I used yellow and white.
To make this explosion, I started off with the laser being shot across the screen. This is just done with some semi-transparent blue Lego pieces. For each frame, I just add another piece to the end of it to make it longer. Once the laser was touching the wall, I grabbed some cotton balls and tore it apart to make it look looser and less like a ball. As you can see in the first frame of the explosion, I lifted half of the wall and put some cotton under it. In the next frame, I put in some more cotton and rearranged the bricks to make it look like the wall is falling apart. Then I continued this by ruining the wall even more and attaching some bricks to the other wall using something sticky. Also, I started to make the laser shorten. I kept doing this for a few frames and slowly reduced the amount of cotton in the scene until finally the wall is out of the way and the Dalek can move through the hallway.
It is quite easy to make it look like there's an earthquake occurring on your set. For my example, I moved the floor of the set back and forth multiple times. In the beginning of the clip, I didn't rock the set as much as in the end. This is to make it look like the earthquake was getting stronger as the clip progressed. I think the best way to see this effect is to include lots of little details like a water bucket being knocked over and bricks falling from the ceiling. Some other details you can include could be a door swinging open or a glass cup falling off a table.